Thank you. Our spirit.
And someone else also comment. It is something what I also know the history, the facts is that many Buddhist monasteries converted to change the statues, Buddha statues and Bodhisattva statues, and they have changed or destroyed in some other way the god, the different gods and so many. In that way also we can find many things.
Tirupati is the biggest Hindu scholars wrote about this thing. One more Draksharamam is there in East Godavari district. That was also a Buddhist vihara. And some other basically Buddhist viharas, they converted into Shiva temples. Pancharamas are totally Pancharamas are converted into Shiva temples. Like that, many Buddhist monuments were converted into Hindu temples.
Religion, and it is the basic religious right to preserve their own these items of worship, the place of worship, and the temples whatsoever, to give proper respect, proper identification of these monuments, and to, because these are not just monument, but it is touched with the sentiment, and it's touched with the religious sense. When we go to the historical background,
recently, near Rajamandri, this Ram identified by the government itself. But recently, the Hindu fellows constructed some temple near that temple. Government is not at all taking any care about protecting the monuments.
నేను ఇంగ్లీష్లో అంత నిష్ణాతులు కాదు, అవసరాన్ని బట్టి మీరు కొంచెం ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేయండి. బట్ ఐ ట్రై టు స్పీక్ ఇంగ్లీష్. నాకు సాధ్యం కానప్పుడు తెలుగు. As far as my knowledge is concerned, the Buddhism is based on relativity principle, and it is the base of materialism. Buddha never said anything about God or the birth again and again. And these clever manipulators of Hindu culture, according to their planning, their foundations can be built only on assassination of Buddhism and Jainism. So this is the fact, according to my knowledge concerned. And we are finding the facts nowadays, the Hinduism and its reality. Not today, even in long back also. So many people who questioned the Hindu gurus were killed. They were hanged till death to their forts, the main gates of the forts. So in that way, Buddhism always think about, and it enlightens the peace and positive versions. So this also is an advantage to those destructing people against Buddhism. And it is not encouraging any facilitated conditions at all. So naturally the selfishness of the creature can run towards the betterment. So all these things were taken as advantage by the Hindu and some other religious, say Christianity. These are all the destructive religions. That Hinduism, after all, Hinduism is very limited religion. It is only connected with India. But the Christianity, which was started later after Buddha, it's a recent one. And the Islami also, I think it is only some 1,000 or 1,500 years age it is having, that Islamic. The oldest, the first philosophy to construct a good society with human and safeguarding the human is Buddha's teachings. So, always the clever manipulators who wants to gain, to achieve, the motto which they are having, the motto of power and poverty, not poverty, earning of money and power. The people who are having, the clever manipulators having the motive of making money and power, are exploiting the people by showing some facilitations. So in this way they took the advantage, and the Buddhism was set back. As far as my knowledge concerned, this is the fact according to my vision. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, there are, that is, some points are there, what you have explained. And of course, Buddhism is the teaching of relativity, that is always there, and not God believes, not the concept of God. And the making temples and statues are required for the peoples, just devotees. Buddha never asked to build these things actually. In Andhra Pradesh, this Nagarjuna's main teaching is emptiness. Emptiness. The teaching, yes, and the great South Indian saint was one, is I think is Dhamma Bodhi, I think. Dhamma Bodhi.
BODHI Dhamma.
Yeah.
BODHI Dhamma going to change.
Okay, yes. So we can discuss about these few things, like Bodhi Dhamma was one of the great scholars who was from South. And they talked about Nibbana in some other Nibbana, that is emptiness. Emptiness. So this is very, very unique teaching in Buddha's message. The teaching of emptiness or teaching of Nibbana. So maybe we can discuss something about teaching of Nibbana. What do you think? Teaching of Nibbana. Because there's so many confusion about Nibbana. What is Nibbana? This is the ultimate achievement of Buddha's teaching. Nibbana. This is Nibbana have different interpretations, translated in different ways, in different books, and we can give different examples. And three things in brief I like to explain in brief. That after that, if you need any kind of suggestion or discussion, we can have. Just I try to, because we are in Andhra Pradesh, and Nagarjuna, Acharya Nagarjuna